Um, la 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 la.
Over the course of the last decade, no other game has made an impact quite like Fortnite.
This is the video game Fortnite, right?
Hell, it's that free game in the store that we all thought looked fun, downloaded, then proceeded to get a hard lesson on what addiction is. But it just isn't the same anymore. Now, I could easily be one of those YouTubers that comes here and talks about how gaming isn't the same anymore, but I don't want to do that. Because I don't agree with that sentiment. I believe the problems that Fortnite is currently dealing with are mostly their fault and not some random chance just because, oh, the times are different. I believe the downtrend of Fortnite is much like the tale of Icarus, constantly trying to get closer to the sun and ending up burned because of it. Yeah, that's right. Just in case you thought I couldn't get any more pretentious, I mentioned Greek mythology less than a minute into a Fortnite video. I've been playing this game since Season 0 and have witnessed almost all of the big shifts during its lifespan, and sadly, every single one just pushes us farther and farther from the game I grew up loving. Don't get me wrong, it's still possible to have fun in this game as you will see, but now that I sit here and play this game, it just feels like a hollow shell of what it used to be. And with the announcement that Epic has laid off over 1,000 employees, I thought I would take a deeper look at the game that raised so many of us and finally come back to play Fortnite in 2026. Before we get into this video, I'm on a journey to hit 100K by the end of the year, so if you go on to enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps a lot. Oh yeah, I made a Discord server. Go join it. Now. This game has been out for almost 10 years now, and over the course of that time, Fortnite has become an absolute pale imitation to what it used to be. Think back to those first games you played. I still remember my friend telling us about this new game to try that just came out, and hey, it's free, so why not? Everything felt magical, it was new, cool, and interesting as hell. It had its own unique style, immersive gameplay, and so many layers to peel away every game you played. And fast forward today, you could drop into Sus Studios as Batman, shoot Ariana Grande with a rocket launcher, and hit the gritty with Master Chief and John Cena. So overall, an improvement. Now, obviously I have a bias. Hell, I started playing the game when I was 12 years old, so call me a bitter old man all you want, but this game used to be so fun and genuinely led to some of the best memories I've ever had. And now, it's just nothing. Like, I don't even feel hate for the game. I just feel nothing. An empty hole where something I genuinely love used to be. You know how good it felt to get that first win? It was almost as good as getting with the nerdy 7 out of 10 girl. Even though I lost that too. I know most of you remember this clip. Yeah, there's a good chance this guy's in college now. God forbid a father. But what makes Fortnite today so much worse than what it used to be? I mean, they've made good improvements, right? Zero build, the overhauled movement system, the size of Chun-Li's ass. But I feel like with all those improvements came countless decisions that completely stripped Fortnite of its identity and instead has turned it into just a bunch of slop. Remember the 50v50 Avengers game mode? Holy crap, I must have gotten days worth of playtime just on that alone. It was some of the most fun I've ever had in a game mode. But nowadays, there isn't anything really like that anymore. Huge Marvel fan, and they have over 350 superheroes and villains to choose from, including my favorite, Venom. Bet you thought I was going to say Moon Knight. Marvel's Contest of Champions is a high-fidelity arcade-style fighting game. It is so smooth, especially for mobile, even though it is available on PC now. The gameplay loop is so good and just has you sitting there with your Cheeto fingers for hours, which is typical for me, but I'll plead the fifth on that one. Marvel's Contest of Champions has been out for over a decade, and they honestly have it down at this point, from the quest lines to the characters and level design, as well as the consistent updates. You can tell love is being put into this game. They make it so easy to play too, so whether you were just starting out or a true gamer like me, I guarantee you will have fun playing it. I'm super happy to be partnering with them. You can use the QR code on the screen or the link at the top of the description to claim a limited time heavy hitters bundle that includes 10 free heroes including Hercules, The Thing, Shang-Chi, and Iron Fist. The bundle is available till May 6th, so hurry up. Thank you Marvel Contest of Champions for sponsoring this video. Like, I just opened the game, and what do you mean Lola Bunny, Hades, Johnny Silverhand, Among Us, and Jon Snow are all in the same item shop? And that's just today. That shit cycles daily. A new skin used to be so cool and it was contained within the game itself. It fit the style and we were mixing and matching different skins and back blings and it was a super cool feeling. We even had little references like the John Wick skin or Rust Lord. Fortnite used to have this cool individual identity. It was that cartoony battle royale game that we all knew and loved, but now it's just a damn billboard for other IPs to come in and advertise whatever the hell they're making. Collabs in this game used to mean something. They were a big deal and weren't the main part of the game. I've always had a very cynical view of collabs in gaming because more often than not, they just ruin the identity of a game and are almost always a sign of a declining game. Call of Duty, Overwatch, and especially Destiny 2 with the Renegades crap. As much fun as this DLC turned out to be, no. Sadly, adding lightsabers to a sinking ship isn't gonna raise the sales. And now it's the same shit here. Literally, the only reason I boot up this game anymore is to just buy a collab I like and immediately close the game. Is that irresponsible spending habits? Yes, but I'm a YouTuber. It's not like I'm spending the money on a girlfriend. I think collabs in this game can be fun, yes, but it shouldn't be the default. Literally every single battle pass nowadays has some type of collab skin in it, even when it really doesn't belong. I'm just so tired of games I genuinely love being turned into collab slop and abandoning what made the game what it was in the first place. Nowadays, it feels like Fortnite puts in much more effort into these dumbass collab skins instead of the actual game itself. They even have a Kim Kardashian skin in the damn kids game, and if you know how she got famous, then you know why this shit is so weird and just annoying as hell to me. Alright, real quick. As I was writing this script, two pieces of news got brought to my attention. One being that Fortnite is adding the damn tung 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 so horse shit. Yes, this news is coming on April 1st, but I've seen enough outlets saying it's not a joke, so there's a good chance I could eat my words in a couple days, so we'll see. For me it'll be days, but for you about 3 seconds. No? Okay, good. You see, a huge company just siding with this is pretty telling, and I'm honestly so tired of this AI shit. Yes, it's Italian brain rot in a dumb battle royale game, but I'm gonna blow this way out of proportion because God gave me free will, and I'm damn sure gonna use it. This AI epidemic has been destroying the youth, and I see it daily. In a world where content is being created and pumped out in literal minutes, there becomes less and less room for actual education and a chance to grow as a person. Sure, at the end of the day, this is all entertainment, but I didn't just watch these 3 people as a kid for strict entertainment. They would pull me out of the darkest places I was in and teach me about life along the way. They taught me how to have fun and be okay with not going along with the norm, something I spent so much of my life painting over. I was able to form a connection and genuinely feel better just because of some dumbasses on the internet, whom I love, by the way, don't twist my use of the word. And sure, to a lot of people that doesn't mean much, but it means a whole lot to me, because now I'm in that same position. I get tons of messages telling me how I've helped people when they were at their lowest, or how I lifted up someone's life for the better just because of some one-off advice I gave on stream. This is the least relatable part of my video for a lot of people, but it makes my hatred for this generated slop all the stronger. Being someone in the position of change, even if it's for one person, brings so much meaning to what I do, and to see so many of the youth today become literally brain rotted because of the very shit companies like Epic Games are pushing so much is sickening. Did we have dumb jokes as kids? Most certainly, but we weren't being preyed upon with them. This stupid crap like Nyan Cat or E-jokes were something formed within communities, and now everything we have is fabricated and spread like wildfire for a profit. These videos aren't made because of art or because they're fun. They're made to increase the depth of some dweeb's pockets. And guess what? That same company that just laid off 1,000 people is pushing it. It is genuinely psychotic behavior being exhibited. You want to know what happened when Eric Wolpow was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis? He was scared of losing his job and went to Gabe Newell, yeah, Supreme Leader Gabe, and Gabe in turn gave him extended leave with pay and told him his job description at Valve was to get better. He wasn't fired, he was treated like a human being going through hard times. You know what Eric then went on to do at Valve? Be the lead writer for Portal 2, which is, I don't know, one of the best games ever made. Guess what Satoru Iwata did during Nintendo's Wii U failure? They released the Wii U to commercial destruction. It was a horrible launch that threw the company into years of losses. Instead of laying off a ton of employees, Satoru halved his own salary to prevent that from happening. And you know what Epic Games did after reporting declining earnings? They laid off 1,000 employees. 1,000 people completely out of a job. Many of those people integral to the actual game. They saw a cracking house and decided to knock out the foundation. Imagine 1,000 people in a room. Now imagine many of those people not in that room anymore because they were just fired from a job that they did well, all because of a company's stupid ass decisions. I can barely care about the game anymore when this stuff is all happening in real life, not in some screen, in the real world affecting families. It's really telling to the modern day of gaming because instead of it being tons of people passionate about making cool and engaging products for other passionate people, it's those same passionate people being bonked over the head with a corporate hammer demanding yearly profits. And don't you dare waver even a little bit, because we have no problem canning you in a moment's notice. Now that that tirade is over, let's get back to talking about why cartoon shooty game bad now.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
All of that dumb collab stuff isn't even the worst part, because on top of all the pointless collabs, this game has turned into one of the main pillars of the dead internet theory. I'm sorry, how cooked of a game do you gotta be when your players have to say they're real when finally encountering actual players? This game is filled with more bots than that damn Will Smith movie.
Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
Can you?
There are so many bots that fill the lobbies. I refuse to believe Fortnite aren't artificially inflating their player numbers, because how is it possible that this is one of the most popular games and I cannot find a game with more than like 2 real teams of players in it? It feels like Epic just threw in a crap ton of bots into every game so players would have a higher chance of winning, but then what's the actual point of playing anymore? You are practically Neo in the Matrix the entire time you're playing the game, just locked in a simulation. How am I supposed to feel like anything I do matters when most of my kills are just a bunch of clankers running around with random loadouts? Hell, there was a time in the game where no matter where you landed, after a little time, the game would spawn in bots to fly in as the proverbial jingling chi cane to prevent the player from having to go more than 60 seconds without a fight. I mean, I can't blame them all that much when this is the current state of the youth. This is such a huge epidemic that makes the entire experience completely hollow. Once again, I just feel like I'm in a void alone, surrounded by computer programs and no real people to actually fight against, which is the fun of a PvP game, the fighting itself. And it has gotten better. I think the gunplay has genuinely improved and feels a whole lot better than at the beginning, but in my opinion, improvement doesn't always improve something. Yeah, I know that makes no sense. Give me a second. I mean this in a way that while I do completely believe that the gunplay has improved, I don't think it's actually been for the better. The old Fortnite had this little jank to it, and the guns were really stylized, even if they were based on real weapons. They still had this cartoony fun feel. Hell, the Golden Scar is a pop culture icon at this point. But now they've just changed most, if not all, the weapons to be way more realistic and tactical, and it's so boring. It's turned this really cool cartoony game into just being like all the other battle royales. The game still retains the wacky ideas here and there, but it's not cohesive anymore, with the more realistic weaponry and movement conflicting with the setting and environment. And I think something like that can work, but here it doesn't. Not when this used to be the experience. All it feels like now is just a thrown together mess. And you know what sucks the most these days? The traversal. Nowadays games go by so damn fast, it's actually ridiculous. Part of what made the game so engaging in the first place was how much you felt like each match was a whole new experience every time, slowly making your way through the map and uncovering new items and locations. This also made getting into fights so much more intense, because losing meant doing all that over again, which made every encounter so exciting. But today, there's cars, 18 different types of impulse grenades for some reason, launch pads everywhere, an incredibly fast movement system, infinite sprint items, and so much more. Why would losing a game really matter that much when you could just queue up and be in the same position literal minutes later? The first movement item we ever got was the launch pad, and it was an awesome addition, the only thing of its kind. An item that allowed us to take to the skies a second time during the match. It was relatively rare, not too many to where it was overbearing, but not too little to where it didn't have an impact. A perfect item that genuinely added to the game. It didn't take away what we already had, it only allowed us to better enjoy the game and its traversal. And then, right after that, Fortnite would add the precursor to the most annoying item in the entire game that has lasted up until today, the impulse grenade. Not to be confused with its cousin, the shockwave. The impulse grenade was added in Season 2, and with it came infinite amounts of people using it not for movement, but sending their friends flying off of cliffs in the most hilarious way possible. But these fun items would turn into the most annoying things on the goddamn planet. These things are the worst item to ever be added to Fortnite. They were fun at first, but holy crap did they overstay their welcome. They completely removed the need to think in the middle of a game. Oh, you're playing out of position? Shockwave. Lost high ground? Shockwave. Got outplayed in full box? Doesn't matter. Just use one of the 18 shockwaves you're carrying inside the pockets of your ugly ass condom skin and get away. It's such a boring gameplay loop and makes almost every fight trivial, because they pretty much all end in some dude who hasn't left his chair in weeks flying away like a League player when they see a woman. Don't get me wrong, it's fun to zoom around the map, but there has to be at least some balance to it. Shockwaves send you across entire POIs, prevent all fall damage, and even break structures in the way of your trajectory. Oh, but they changed it and added new shockwaves that are strong. They are practically the same. And even though they take away that low gravity effect or whatever, they are still active during the first launch, meaning you can still use them with no real downsides. Yeah, they don't go through builds anymore, but I play no builds, so I don't really care about the part. Sue me. I don't care. Best part is that now it gives you infinite stamina for a good chunk of time, allowing you to still book it like Usain Bolt across the map at the slightest inconvenience. And all of that is just one item in a sea of others that have been added over the years that just keep adding onto this already huge pile of issues. And then they just keep adding things that made the game more annoying. Not better, more annoying. In Season 7, they added planes. A cool idea on paper until you actually played the game for more than like 2 days and were suddenly able to relate to a pair of buildings. And then Season 8 came around, and Epic added ballers, yet another vehicle that ravaged the games. Now, they weren't as bad as planes, but Jesus, were they still so annoying. This is what all the endgames looked like in this time. Like a gym locker room, balls swinging everywhere. And that was the last bad vehicle they ever added to Fortnite. Speaking of adding on to things, the Fortnite UI evolution. Holy crap, this is ugly. Look at this beautiful piece of art. Yeah, old is good. Shut up, this is gorgeous. It's nice and balanced. Almost no space is wasted, and it's not overbearing with how much is on it. Even in the lobby, you feel integrated into the game because of how personal the lobby feels with the game it's connected to. The challenges and love players is the most important part. It shows your progression and what to do for the day. And then there's today. Tell me why video game companies look at their UI designs and instead of taking inspiration from other great gaming UIs, they instead decide to look at the red and green apps because, yeah, that's what gaming needs. Hulu UI. That's what we're missing. This new UI is generally so ugly and cluttered, it's so soulless, and I genuinely hate looking at it. I can actually feel myself wanting to play the game less because every time I'm out of a game, I don't feel like I'm in a game, just in some sort of system. I mean, hell, look at the Destiny 2 UI. It's so clean and nice. Just your ship floating in space, waiting for you to get started. I can't wait to boot up a mission. Oh. Yeah, never mind. I actually don't understand this. If anyone knows, please explain in the comments why these companies feel this supernatural need to change the best parts of their games into the worst versions we've ever seen. Fortnite, Call of Duty, Destiny 2, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. What the fuck? Oh, and don't think for a second that it's lost on me that they moved the item shop from the third to the last tab to the third tab. Anything to get you to think about spending money more often. All of this cultivates in the end result of a game no longer being a game. All it is now is a product, a lever that Epic pulls for more money.
But all games are technically products.
Shut up. Yes, all games are technically products, but there's a big difference between Call of Duty Black Ops 7 and Expedition 33. Yeah, it's about time I mentioned this game. Black Ops 7, and by extension the whole Call of Duty franchise, has become a completely corporate construction of what some old dude in a suit thinks will make the most money. It is led by people with cartoonishly big dollar signs in their eyes, forever looking for more and more profit, pushing the boundaries on how mediocre they can make a release and still have these brainless schmucks throw $100 at it. And then you have a game made with passion and love for the industry. A game that has literally shaken the market and dominated award ceremonies due to its infinite layers of S-tier aspects. The voice acting, the gameplay, the art direction, the music, holy shit, the music. Every time I listen to the soundtrack, I feel like I could run through a wall with tears running down my face and legs. I mentioned E33 because I want it to be known that even though we are constantly dealing with and being served products disguised as games, there are studios out there that still make games worth playing that are put out there with love and passion. You want to know what happened to Fortnite? It became too popular. It turned from a fun game connecting people that we could play for hours into a money-making machine solely dedicated to milking your pockets. All this game is now is just a memory. It's a hollow void parading around as a full game. Yeah, they have the OG mode, and we did play that. But pretty much the entire time we did play it, it was just hours of, hey, remember this? Hey, remember that? Oh, I remember that. Oh, the good old days. And then I closed the game and felt absolutely nothing. Speaking of game modes, this system was born from a genuinely cool idea. People made cool creations in creative that were fun to play through and look at. But as always, Epic saw this and their eyes widened with the dollar signs again. They saw an opportunity to compete with Roblox and jumped on that shit faster than Jake Paul when an opportunity to fight an 80-year-old arises. They saw Roblox running itself into the ground and thought,
No, we can do it faster.
do you know how dominant Roblox is in terms of that specific kind of game? Competing with them would be almost as dumb as trying to compete with Minecraft. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Epic have been pouring Scrooge McDuck levels of wealth into these UEFN maps that all pretty much amount to just a bunch of random brain rot modes and the occasional horror game. Almost $1 billion has gone to third-party creations. That's just absurd. Funneling that much money to these creations only creates more and more engagement-first games that are made only to get as much money and attention as possible. And 10 times out of 10, that leads to a terrible product. It's just a money sink that doesn't add anything to the actual game. Sir, we are hemorrhaging money. We need to do something to stop this. Another billion to Israel. Steal a brain rot. Oh, and fire enough people to make up a small city. But sir, we could just improve the game, or maybe make better content. That'll require effort. We don't do that around here. That's not even the last thing they did. They also inflated the price of V-Bucks, killed so many good modes that people loved, and have continued to make mediocre content surrounded by infinite collabs of so many pointless people and IPs, and then have the audacity, the sheer audacity, to make a statement talking about the downturn of engagement, as if it's some outside force, something out of control.
We couldn't possibly have foreseen this.
My brother in Christ, you made the sandwich. Now eat it! All of this has been a lot of rambling, and it's not because I love dogpiling on something that's failing. The truth is, I don't really hate Fortnite that much. Hell, at this point, I don't really feel anything about it anymore. But I used to love it. I used to love booting up this game for hours and playing with friends, sending each other flying off cliffs with shopping carts, making sky bases, placing random traps, and getting kills 10 minutes later. It was an experience I will always treasure. This game will never leave my memory. I'll sooner forget my grandkids than my first victory royale. It's just a little weird and sad being in this position, writing these scripts, and having to look back on fond memories and only have negative things to say now. Yes, I think the game does do some things right, but they just don't matter anymore. I think for most of us, it's just time to move.
Today on Beta Squad, we're surviving as long as we can in a grocery store. We've been given full access to the store, but nobody knows we're doing this other than the owner. We have to hide in plain sight without being caught by the staff or the customers shopping there. If you're questioned for suspicious activity by either of them, you're out. This is how long can you survive in a grocery store?
It's 6 in the morning, we're about to head into the grocery store, but the question is, how long will we be able to survive before we get caught? Let's go.
Yeah, but how are we gonna just stay up in the grocery store?
I don't know what's happening.
Now you might be wondering how we're gonna get away with being in here for the whole day. Well, this fruit and veg stand that we're walking up to isn't quite what it seems.
No way it's in here. Wow.
Oh my gosh. This is so hidden. It's a joke.
For the last few weeks, we've been working with a team to build this fruit and veg hideout. To keep staff from getting suspicious, we had it installed while they were upgrading the store, so it blended right in. We even had our producers pose as CCTV engineers to get extra cameras up, which are being monitored by our team outside in an undercover van. The only person who knows we're here is the owner, and he's given us access to the CCTV so we can watch the whole store from inside. And apparently, this thing's soundproof too.
Why do you test it?
Someone go outside.
Yeah, why is it testing?
There's no one in the store yet.
So you get out and test it.
Just let us know. Yeah, so why'd you break your leg then? Ready? Okay, level 1. Level 1.
Conversation.
Level 1? Oh, well, so what about level 2 then? Yeah.
Hey!
That's like level 5. What's wrong with you?
Alright, so
What level is it?
the screaming, you can't do that. Even the talking towards the end, right now because it's empty in there, you can hear it.
You know, it's weird. We're just in a box right now.
Testing the box was one thing, but now the boys need to see if it will work with the real shop staff. And for that, they needed to wait.
Alright, let me sit in this chair, man. My legs are finished already. What? Wait. This one's dead. It's got nothing left.
And after a little wait, the first employee arrived.
Okay, now it's Lorna.
And you lost your damn mind.
The butcherini came today.
He's gonna cut Kenny's head off and put it in the middle.
There's another one. That's the same person. Okay.
Why are you screaming for? This guy, man. You know what? He wants to do the thing.
Bro.
Hey, this is kind of creepy.
Okay, now we're starting to get real.
Oh my god.
He has no idea that there's 5 guys just watching it right now.
Hey, Butcher, can you hear me?
So far, this is a good working guy, you know. Came in on time. Started chefing up straight away.
Unfortunately, just as staff had started coming in, the boys had a problem.
So I got a little problem. I got a poo build it up.
Put it in the kid's mouth.
That is nasty.
Alright, I want everyone to...
And he's coming in with a whole bulletproof vest on.
This guy's checking stuff.
Imagine they just start lip sync.
On my mother's life, I was going to say the same thing.
The first person to arrive was the butcher, followed by the butcher's assistant, but while they were setting up, AJ's problem was only getting worse.
I'm actually cooked. Well, I have cooked.
You need to do it that bad? He could get X'd right now, because if you get caught, you're out.
Hold on, let me just stand in the back.
Wait a few hours.
Let me just stand in the front of that thing.
Every time you make me laugh, every time you laugh, you go.
I feel bad for him. That's so bad. If you, nobody opens that up, that's free real estate.
Oh, I'm cooked.
Go to it.
Can you last 5 minutes? Can you last 5 minutes?
Take a mask. Take a mask.
I can't.
Take a mask. Go.
What do you mean take a mask? Hold on. Nico, wallahi billah, I need to go. Oh my God.
Good. This will help. This will help. Please let him. Quick. Let him go.
It don't fit. It doesn't fit.
Try a different one. Quick. Is it open?
Open the door. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, quick. Put on. Oh, wait. In.
Right, yeah.
That looks so funny.
Okay, go. Wait. Shall I just tuck it in at the back?
Hey, you need a hat, wallah. Let me see. Let me see.
Okay, look. Look at that. No, he doesn't. Yeah, it's fine.
Go.
Okay, wait. Just make sure. Okay.
Let's go.
I can barely see.
Yeah, hurry up. Now's your time, though. Now's your time.
Be quiet. Hurry up, close.
Close it.
Just look down.
It's just coming out there.
He's gonna be. Oh, that's calm. No, that's calm.
Yeah. Oh my God. They just looked at me. Look at it.
It doesn't open from that side. That's that bring me the exit one. I love that looks like easy.
This is brother. When we have a problem, we examine the front, that door, because it's a door.
They can't open from outside.
Yeah, no, when you pull it, they feel like there's some kind of gift. So long as AJ comes back now, because he's hidden in that corner.
While the boys wait patiently in their luxury fruit and veg penthouse, AJ is still in the toilet. Minutes pass. Customers come and go, until eventually...
There he is.
Yeah.
Alright, this is
And also, I have to close the cliff and you can hear it.
Yeah.
I can't just let him move.
Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, it's legit.
Wait, he's walking this way. I need to get him in.
There's a guy right here.
Now.
Close.
Oh my.
How was it?
God.
Oh my.
Look at him.
They're gonna think.
Look at him.
I think he's looking for you.
You came in here, just disappeared.
You know what happened on the way out? I walked out, I saw the two meat guys, I turned this way. As I'm going to the door stops. Luckily, there was a guy that looked exactly like me. He looked me directly in the eyes, he's freaked out. He takes the step forward, it opens, he walks out, I leave. I think, how am I gonna get back in? All right, can I just say, 1 second?
He's back.
Oh, hey, I destroyed that toilet. I'm back, full action now. I could be here all day now.
I take a seat.
Let me take my seat. Hey, going outside there.
Screaming
was
like
exciting.
where you were.
Sorry guys, well, I was outside for a bit. How has it been in here? Horror.
We're really struggling with this.
No, it's not.
No, it's a big room.
Yeah, cool, got you.
Bro, you got a whole house.
This guy here, so on the way in, this guy stared at me like this. I just carried on moving.
It was time for the boys' first challenge, which was going to be communicated through some earpieces.
Are you ready for the first challenge?
Yeah.
Challenge 1 is the breakfast run. Before anything, you need to pick who is leaving the hideout. That person has to go on the shop floor to grab cereal and milk and bring it back so you can all have breakfast. Sounds easy, but if you get questioned or noticed, you're out. Now pick who is going to get breakfast.
What? Questions? Sometimes the workers can just ask you a question, can they not?
No, but ask a question about what you are doing.
I already went.
No, you went for it. Now you know the sound.
There's no chance the same guy's going back out there.
Yeah, I know this should be AJ.
It might be democracy.
Spin the wheel.
Okay, but there's no point having my name in there.
What, spin the wheel, yeah? I'm on spin the wheel.
First person. Atlanta.
Goes up.
Goes to do it.
Okay. Goes. Yeah, let me see that.
No way. Come on, man. I feel like you fine with this. This is alright. Why is it me? This one is nuts. That's the ages, right?
Yeah, you look like you had to eat something up.
Yeah.
He's right.
No way. Oh, wow.
I think get back in there.
I think I might. Wait, let me stand up. Stand up for the round.
Lean legs stack up. Get in there.
Okay.
Nah.
You're trying to get cool. Wait.
You can leave now. I think it's perfect.
The coast is clear. I can let you out.
Nico, when you walk out, on your right, the meat guys are straight away looking this way.
All right, let's do it. Oh, the coast is clear.
Coast clear, ready?
Yeah.
Get out.
Close. I'm expert.
You're so delayed. Ah.
Yeah, he's somewhere over here. There he goes. Let's go. Yes, sir. I appreciate the check-in, man. Go ahead and like and sub. Like and sub.
imagined. Status: deceased. It is important for all of us, including the Seven, to remember what we're fighting for. The island, reality itself, and most importantly, you, the loopers. I'll remember it, sister. For both of us.
Ah, smudging.
has been a while, ladies and gentlemen, since we have dabbled in cricket. But, Futera, we're back. We're back with cricket. That's Futera. We're about to pack some madness. I'm telling you, man, a 1 of 1 in this. Maybe not this box, but a 1 of 1. He's going to get some bangers. Trust me. Cricket luck is off the charts. I can't speak today. Here we go. First one. Damn, these are... I can always tell the quality of them just based on how hard it is to get into the pack. Here we go. Mohammed Yusuf. That's just a base. Okay, this one's sleeved already. Oh no, hang on. Sideways. Right, well, this is so, like, stuck to each other. All right. We get A. Herschel Gibbs. That is just a base, that one. The next one. Mid. Well, this one is sleeved already. England. Ian. But oh, that one was a base. Ian Botham. Or Botham. Oh, I want to check the number, but I want to see the one behind it. It is 15 of 19. Thing is, based on that one, I don't know if this is numbered. Base. Base. They are base. I'm telling you, man, we're getting something unbelievable today. That's a good start. Start off with a Glenn McGrath. It's annoying because I think a lot of them are just like that. That looks really nice, but I think it is just base. Like, is that base? Graham Gooch? Red, that can't be. Jeffrey Boycott. It is. Ambrose. That's all base. It can. That's all base. But like, Futera, I'm not used to, like, okay, so there's something sleeved here. I'm not used to there being that many base. All right. David Gower, what we saying? Courtney Walsh. All right, well, that's just the base. We get a... We get a David Gower. David Gower, 4 of 9. Look at the name. If it's a different color, it's numbered. Even none of these are. We haven't had a single one numbered. Yeah, I know, but it's also sleeved. That's the bigger clue. Every single number so far has been pre-sleeved. Well, okay, we got something sleeved here. I'm just gonna put these to the... Ooh, see, that should be right. Barry Richards. But it's not. David Gower. Singh. Oh no. I accidentally showed a bit. We get A. Meandad? Sorry, I've probably butchered that name. 16 of 19. Maestro. Something's coming. Something big's coming. Of what? Clive Lloyd? What is it? Because I've bought a bunch of cards and they sent me an egg. But what is it? I got sent an egg. Is it a green or a blue egg? I'll be honest, for a Futera product, these haven't, right now they haven't lived up to expectation. I feel like Futera don't normally have this many. Okay, we got something sleeved. We got a sleeve. What's it gonna be? Come on. Come on. It's a Alistair Cook. 1 of 1. I said one was coming. I said one was coming. Alistair Cook, 1 of 1. Hell yeah. 1 of 1. Beautiful. There we go. I said something was coming. Futera does that, but I feel like there's been how many 1 of 1s for cricket now? Got to be like 3 or 4. Yeah, and I've probably only opened like 3 or 4, but it's like 1 a box basically. Another sleeve. Right, another sleeve. So there's literally like this is the most base I've ever seen in a Futera product, I think. Oh. Right, here we go. It's a That's sick. Monty Panesar. 2 of 7. Game 1 Northamptonshire shirt from a match during his career. That's dope. That's really sick. I didn't know there was patches in this. Can you get autos? Probably. This is the base. It's all base, that. Just double check. Most Futera there are patches? Yeah, but I don't see many. I think we end with a... We're ending with a base. We end with a base. But we did buy a case, which means 4. We'll open a second. If you want to see the rest of the case, if you're a cricket fan, leave a like, subscribe, all of that jazz, and I will open the other 2. But for now, this one feels heavy. I don't know if they have different weights. Maybe it's just been a while since I took these out. But here we go. We're going into box number 2. Cricket's so underrated in the card scene. I mean, it will get there. It just will take a while. That's a base. So everything is sleeved in this that's a hit. Like, I feel like in other sports, you have, like... You get a lot of numbers. You get a lot of numbers that aren't sleeved, and then you get, like, big cards are. What's the ultimate hit here? Yeah, these are just base. I will just always check, though. Okay, what is the absolute best card I could get? Steve Smith missed. These are just base. Like, if you could choose one card to get, what is it? Okay, we got Steve. We got a sleeve. Yeah, like everyone's saying Coley, but is he in this set? Oh, there's this way round. Interesting. Oh, that one's not. Okay. Right. I think it's sideways. It is sideways. It's a... What is this? Dennis. What does that even say? 13 of 90. Dennis Lilly. That is the hardest font to read. 13 of 19. Dennis Lilly.
No!
To 19, the lowest number. I actually don't know. It does seem like it ran out, doesn't it? Sleeves on sleeves on sleeves. Take there. Right. Brett Lee.
It's been a game, bro. Do this, bro. Do this, bro. Floater drop though. Get a win, let's get a win. I got a shotgun. Okay. Come on, give me everything. I'm gonna use the big pumps. I can win this. Like, I got decent guns already. Ooh, perfect. Where the guy at? Anyone see him? That's the other guy. In the bush, maybe? No? WT this game, bro. No, man, I messed up.